Previously, our story time with Felicia.
About how I become a side chick in my own relationship. I was in a relationship with this guy. We're gonna call him George. We're gonna call the girl Anna. Yeah, he was my boyfriend for the longest of time. Like, everything was fine. We never really had any issues of him having other girls. He started being that level of a relationship where it's irredeemable. Like, I don't know if you get it, but like, there's just a point when things, like, there is no future. Like, we are not going anywhere. You and I can see we're not going anywhere, but like, you are still trying to hold on because we've been together for the longest of time, but it's not going anywhere. One day I was watching something, and I was on Facebook. I see a message pop up. I don't know if I was friends with this person who had texted me. I don't remember if it was just a message request or if we were friends. I don't remember, but I just saw a text saying, "Hey, are you still dating George?" So I'm like, "Yes, why do you ask?" And then the person says, "Oh, he's also going out with my sister Anna." George was basically telling the other girl, Anna, that he didn't have a girlfriend. And when Anna asked him, he was just like, the girl that you're hearing about, Felicia girl you're hearing about, she's my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, we're no longer together and everything, but like, we had never broken up or anything. She was like breaking my heart even more because she would tell me things that he said about me to her. He started cheating on me 5 months ago, because when I started talking to her and everything, I remembered, like, oh my gosh, that time, like, all those arguments we used to have and everything, it was because of, like, she was there. That's when he got into this new relationship. So it was like, I was the one that he was tired of. So every time she found something related to me in his phone, he would just lie and say, "My friend is the one who wants her, so I'm trying to hook them up." And then he finds the apartment. He doesn't call me, he calls her and tells her that he has found an apartment for them to stay in. I was like, oh wow. So she kept going. Like, she told me a lot of things, and I was 19 years by then, so I don't know. I was sort of mature but still young. She told me they were together for a long time, and every time, like, he was working, right, and he used to knock off from work at 5 p.m 17 hours, and before her he would come to see me. Like, by 6 p.m he would come to see me, because like, he went to work in the morning. I would always see him. Every time that I was free, I would see him. But when he started seeing her, he was busy. They kept them at work. They told them to work the whole night. It was just excuse after excuse. The other time he told me, "Today they haven't let us knock off." What was I thinking? Like, why would I believe such a thing? Somebody just says, "Today they haven't let us knock off," when clearly they pay you for a certain amount of time. And like, I don't think is there any type of job that you go at 8 hours and then you're supposed to knock off at 17 hours, and then they tell you you're going to work the whole night? Like, from that 17 hours, then you have to knock off 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 01, 02. What kind of job is that though?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Why didn't I think of these things? Like, he would just make excuses, and for me, I was so naive. Like, I would actually just believe that. I'm like, oh, okay, but why are they paying you overtime? You'll be like, no, I don't think so. Other times you'll be like, oh, today we're painting the place. No, today we're doing this. Like, he would just give excuse after excuse. But then the real reason was he was with her. Like, all the time he was busy, he was with her. Like, she would tell me, like, oh, this day he was at my place, and then I remember, I'm like, this day and this specific time he told me he was working. Or sometimes he would tell me the boss sent him to his house, like the boss's house, to deliver some things or whatever. Like, oh, so I'm gonna be back maybe by 22 hours or midnight or whatever, so I won't make it to see you. Anna was in college. Yeah, so she was, oh my god, I'm trying so hard to be nice because I'm a nice person. So Anna was in a college in town where he was working from. So it was like, you know how it is, like obviously I'm staying at, I don't know if they are called dorms or apartments or it's just boarding houses. I don't really know what the setup of their school is, so I don't know, but like he would be with her there. Maybe they'll just be in town, maybe he would be there. I don't really know what used to happen, but like he would just give excuses to me. He would give excuses and just be like, I'm busy, and I would just believe. Like I wouldn't even doubt him or suspect him. Like I would even sleep properly at night because he's working. What can I do? So she told me all those things. She told me about, like, there was this one time, my birthday, he baked me a cake. Like, he didn't buy me a cake. He was like, I'm gonna bake you a cake. She was talking to him, and he told her that, oh, I'm baking a cake. It's my cousin's birthday or something, and I'm baking her a cake and everything. And like they were, and this is me reading screenshots, by the way. That's how, like, the whole cake thing. She's my cousin, and I'm baking this cake for her. It's her birthday, blah blah blah. And then she was like, oh baby, you're so sweet. You actually baked for the person, blah blah blah. And he was baking that cake for me. Oh my god, I don't know. It's just so many things, you know, like things are just coming back. Everything is just coming back. I'm like, how have I been stupid for all these months? Like, how have I been blinded by trusting this person so much? I was basically the side chick, right? Because I was never the priority. I don't know if it's because it was their new relationship, so he had to I'm gonna say this word, prioritize. Yes, I wasn't gonna fail saying that. Why would I fail? He wasn't gonna prioritize my relationship. He was gonna prioritize her relationship, because it's new. Obviously, you can't be acting all weird in a relationship, right? And for me, I was like the older girlfriend, so it's fine. He can just lie to me. We are used to each other, and like I understand him more. So he would just lie to me. He knew I trusted him, so he would just lie to me. But for her, he would make time, take her out on dates. For me, like every time we would go, like, because usually we would go out on Sundays. That's when we went out, like, on dates and whatever. Every time we would go out, there would always be an argument. Always. Like, have you ever seen people go out on a date and argue on each date? Like, I remember there was this time, I don't even know what it was. We were at the mall. He bought pizza, and I don't know what we were talking about, but there was no reason to be upset. He actually threw a pizza on my face, like, shut up. And then he walked away, and he was so upset. But then, like, after I talked to her, I actually realized all those behavior changes, it was not because of me. It was because of, like, he wanted, I don't know, maybe he wanted to be free of me, like wanted me to break up with him so he can be free with her, or he was just tired of me, and I don't know what it was, but like it just happened and I didn't have control over it. I could go on and on about everything, but everything made sense. So I started telling her, like, oh, this guy is actually my boyfriend. We've never broken up, and like I've never heard of anything like concerning him having another girlfriend. But then after I started thinking, there was this one time that I was holding his phone, and I actually found no, it wasn't his phone. No, wait, no, I'm confusing things. It's been so long. It's 2021. That happened in 2019. So, you know, it's been long and we've moved on over here. He posted on his status, and he would post a video of like, you know, those Tuma videos that are like a couple, right? Just my romantic TikTok videos or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, so he would post that, and then he would caption it with his name and her name, because they started with the same letter, the first initial. So they put their initials together. They put their initials together, and then they used to call each other double something, the letter of the name. Yeah, so he would post a video, and then he would caption it with my emojis. So for me, like, I never used to pay attention. You know, like, you love this guy now, so why should you suspect him? Why should you stress over things that you haven't heard, you haven't seen? You're his girlfriend. He gives you like the time and attention until the last time, of course. So like I couldn't even like question. Every time he would post something like that, I would just be like, oh guys, my session is so cute. Have you seen it? Like, how cute is this? It says inhale and exhale. That's how I feel nowadays. Peace. Yeah, it's so cute. We're taking a break because I'm tired of talking for 20 minutes. Everything was a mess. Like, after she started telling me, like, I was just there like, tell me more, my sister, tell me more. Anyways, I confronted him. Like, after she told me all these things, she told me, like, after she sent me all the screenshots, she told me all these things. Like, every time she would say something, like, she would tell me a situation like that happened, and then I'll be like, oh my god, that was, like, I knew about that. Is that what really happened? And then she'd be like, yeah, that's what really happened. He was at my place. Or that thing you posted was because of me. Like, sometimes he would post on his status, like, complaining, saying how girls break his heart or something. Like, I wouldn't really know because we haven't argued, but then it was when they argued, then he would post about it. And he was so stupid, he couldn't even, like, mute me or something. Like, he would just post. I don't know why. I mean, she told me about, like, everything, and I was just there, like, I was so heartbroken. Like, I was heartbroken. I couldn't believe, you know, when you receive, I'm sorry to say, like, I know this is not closely related, but I'm like a very, very emotional person. Like, not the way an average person's emotions should be. Like, I'm overly emotional. Like, I'm very, very emotional. Everything makes me, like, I'm very emotional. So, like, it's like I just received news, like, okay, this person just is gone. Like, that's how I felt. Like, they just hit you with it. That's how I felt. So for me, it was like, this is the guy that I've known, like, since I was 16. This is the guy that I've been with for the longest of time. This is the guy I would have done anything for. Like, if he told me to jump, I'll jump. Sometimes I would even, if I visit him and he wants me to spend time with him, I won't even think twice about, oh, when I go back, my father is gonna pound me. I never even cared. Like, for me, it was just him. Baby, I love you, and everything else in the world doesn't matter, okay? Well, guess I was stupid. Yeah, that was stupidity, and I was so naive, and I am so glad I grew up. I continue this story, like what happened afterwards. I feel like I should make that another video, because if I do one thing, it's gonna be so long, and I don't want this video to be like 30 minutes. After she told me everything, I actually, like, forwarded him the messages. I texted him. I was like, hey, who's thank goodness we have editors. Hey, who's Anna? And then he didn't reply. So I called him. I was like, hey, I asked him if he knew a person, like Anna's sister. Yeah, I asked him if he knew the name of Anna's sister, and he refused. Like, he doesn't know anybody by that name. I was like, are you sure you don't know any person from your Facebook, from your anything? Like, no one in this world, you don't know anybody named by that name, like Anna's sister's name? And he was like, I think I know someone. Why are you asking? I was like, she texted me and she told me everything. He hung up on me, and that was it. Like, that was confirmation that, yeah, truly, this is everything that this Anna girl has told me is true. I mean, I wasn't doubting her because there were screenshots. It was his number. It was him and her on the pictures, because she sent me pictures. I don't know if she was trying to hurt me. Like, I don't know if she was, I don't know, but she really, really brought out the evidence, and I'm just there like, wow, okay. And I'm just, every time she send a message, my heart would just break, and then she would send another one, my heart would just break, and then my heart would just break. It just shattered. So I sent him messages. I forwarded him the messages she was telling me, the screenshots, everything. Like, I forwarded him, and then he didn't reply to me. I tried calling him, he didn't pick up and everything. So I was like, it's okay, my brother, it's fine. Tomorrow I'm coming over, okay? I'm coming to see you, and you're gonna explain this shit. Bye. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe, okay?